submitted to the capitalization of black in all university correspondence,
Yep.
right?
To the capitalization of the letter black, of the letter B in black. That's what she meant, but yeah. Does that make sense? So
So
instead
how
of
am I going to say that?
so the campus foundation committed to capitalizing the B in black. Just say it like that. In all
Capitalizing the B in black.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That was not
I know.
making sense,
It's
but
okay.
yeah.
That's what we're here
Okay,
to do.
yeah.
Awesome.
Capitalizing the B.
Aisha,
Huh?
is this on?
Because they knew I was about to make an announcement. But it is Asian, yes.
And you know, capital most many other
It
things.
was bold too. You said
It
it
was
so
on too.
matter.
She about to come to the stage.
Listen. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. The ceremony is about to begin. At this time, we would ask that you please silence your phones, other electronic devices. We ask that while the processional is taking place and throughout the ceremony, that you not rush the main floor, family. We also ask that you help us maintain the health and safety of everyone here today by wearing your mask throughout the duration of the ceremony. Thank you for understanding, and please enjoy today's ceremony.
Hot mic situation.
Yes. Graduates and faculty, you may be seated. Hello, everyone. We're going to try that again, Black people. Hello, hello. There we go, there we go. I like that energy. Hello, my name is Emerald Green. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I have the pleasure and honor today of serving as the program director for the Black Leadership and Opportunity Center, intimately known as the Block, here at San Jose State University. I am also an alumni and a past participant in the 31st annual Black graduation as part of the class of 2013. What a joy it is to be welcoming you here today, in person and virtually for those of you watching today's celebration. I'd also like to extend a welcome out to a few esteemed guests today. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge our senior leaders, cabinet members, Black faculty and staff, and last but not least, our Black Spartan alumni. Shout out to all of the past and present Black graduation participants we have here today in the space and watching online. We welcome the family members, friends, mentors, and support networks of our Black graduates as you celebrate with us all in this remarkable moment, for we know it is the support of this village and community that have held and encouraged our students along the way. The 40th annual Black graduation celebration is an opportunity to not only highlight and recognize the academic achievements and scholastic endeavors thus far from the Black African diasporic student community of Spartans, but to also mark the completion of their journey here at San Jose State University. Collectively, they are a part of a generation that is bridging the gap between those who have come before us and those that will follow. As a Pan-African community, we have maintained the tradition of this event for 40 years, highlighting the strength and pride that we possess as Black Spartans. So this year's theme was selected by our graduates who throughout our program and hereafter are proclaiming, "We outside." The Black Spartan legacy continues. That's right. So what does it mean to be in the moment of celebrating 40 years of Black excellence? What does it mean to be outside amidst an endemic and a continued anti-Black violence? It means that in spite of everything, we rise, we soar against any hate and injustice. We practice self-reflection by considering what we might think and do differently than before we went into isolation. We commit to taking up space in our Blackness through presence, voice, and Black dollars. We are intentional about the words we speak, for they have immense power. In the words of Auntie Maxine, we are reclaiming our time. And across every mountain or every challenge we may face that may bring us fear or uncertainty, we commit to lean into our fears, into our best selves, and into our divine community of generational wisdom. In the words of Auntie Audre Lorde, when I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. And so I say this all to you in hopes that you remember this as you move throughout the next phase of your journey. And now at this time, I will welcome to the stage my colleague, Ms. Felicia McGee-Fagans, Executive Assistant and Diversity Program Specialist within the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, to acknowledge the land that we stand on today. Please help me welcome Felicia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do not hear you. Thank you. It is my distinct pleasure today to bring to you our land acknowledgement for San Jose State University. We are all well aware that this land that we occupy was not ours. It was built by people who were enslaved, and we take a moment to recognize the original owners of this land, the caretakers of this land, so that we can pay a little bit forward, because we all know that it's important to look back at our ancestors so that we can understand where we're going. And so, While we are gathered at San Jose State University, we are gathered on the ethno-historic tribal territory of the Tamian Ohlone, who were the direct ancestors of the lineages enrolled in the Muwekma Ohlone tribe and who were missionized into missions Santa Clara, San Jose, and Dolores. The lands on which San Jose State University is established was and continues to be of significance to the Muwekma Ohlone tribe. We also recognize that the ancestors of the Muwekma Ohlone constructed and maintained the 3 Bay Area missions. Our campus extends to surrounding areas that held a tupentak, a traditional roundhouse which were located on the historic Lope Inigo land grant Rancho Pesome y Positas de las Animas, the Little Wells of Souls, and also Marcelo, Pio, and Cristobal's land grant Rancho Ulistac, which were places of celebration and religious ceremonies, as well as ancestral heritage shell mounds that serves as the tribe's traditional cemetery sites and territorial monuments. San Jose State also desires to honor the military service of the Muwekma men and women who have honorably served overseas during World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, and who are still serving in the United States Armed Forces today. Thank you. We will now continue on with libation, led by Mr. Leon Beachman. Leon is a poet, spoken word artist, percussionist, singer, playwright, lecturer, and community activist. He previously performed with the Coma Arts here in the Bay Area. The recent premiere of Songs for Humanity is his first effort at writing for the stage. He is currently working on his first book, The Great Overcoming, an African-American search for meaning, healing, and liberation. His interest in psychology led to obtaining a master's degree in counseling and psychology, thereby enabling him to explore the healing powers of artistic expression. Leon is an AT&T retiree and served 4 terms for the Santa Clara County Board of Directors of Education. He currently serves as the president for the Santa Clara County Alliance of Black Educators and is now working as a mental health clinician serving in local schools. He is also a San Jose State alum. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Leon Beachman.
Good afternoon. That was pitiful. Good afternoon. I assume that this is a celebration. All right. All right. As I said, my name is Leon Beachman, and 50 years ago, I would have been sitting right out here. 50 years. Except they didn't have this 50 years ago. But I'm so appreciative of the fact that there is a recognition of our efforts and the work. I just want to say one quick thing before the libation, just to want to make sure people understand a little bit about the history. In the African cultures, what the Europeans thought when they first got to the continent is that they were uncivilized because they worshiped all kinds of things, so they thought. But in just about every African culture, there is only one God. One God. What the Europeans saw was the fact that the Africans understood that that God was so far above and beyond anything that we could conceive that God spoke to us through the natural elements, water, fire, the earth. And through these things, we could interpret and take lessons on how we should live. In addition to that, the Africans also believed in the ancestors, those who had recently passed, who were exemplary in their work, in their support, and the fact that through them, the traditions of the tribe and the culture continue. And so what we're going to do is recognize the elements and also the ancestors. First of all, For those who have ears, let them hear. And for those who have eyes to see our destiny. Our blood flowed from an African soil, from a source beyond both space and time. It flowed from the wars that enslaved us and brought destruction to our homeland. Yes, our blood flowed across the Atlantic in slave ships filled with brutality and horror. And it flowed in a new world that brought riches to some and poverty to ourselves. And let the people say, Ashe. Let the people say, Ashe. Our blood flowed from the overseer's whip, intent on crushing our humanity. And it flowed along the Underground Railroad as our people rush to be free. Yes, our blood flowed in foreign lands, fighting for freedom, while at home we struggle for equality. And our blood flowed from Selma to Ferguson to Minneapolis as we marched to be recognized as a human being. And our blood flowed when our own brother attacked us, trying to kill his shame. Can you feel it? Our blood flow. This river is longer than time and deeper than you will ever know. And let the people say, Ashe. Yes, our blood flowed in the songs of Billie Holiday from a love, longing for love but drowning in pain. And it flowed in the poems of Langston Hughes because he wanted to return and be one with that river. Yes, our blood flowed in the prose of Maya Angelou because she believed that one day that spirit would rise. And it flowed from the horn of Miles Davis because he knew life moves in shades of blue. And it flowed in the rhyme, in the rhythm, the rhythm, and the rhyme, and the rhyme, in the rhythm of Tupac Shakur. Caught in a riptide of violence, he never gave up hope. And it flowed in the sermons of Dr. Martin Luther King. And just like the river, the struggle goes on and on and on. Can you feel it? Our blood flow. This river is longer than time and deeper than you will ever know. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you a message from the ancestors for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see our destiny. And let the people say, Ashe. Let the people say, Ashe. Let the people say, Ashe. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask Jamal and Mr. Craig to help us move our libation table? Oh, no, you good, Jamal? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Beachman, for calling on the ancestors to center and cover us in this ceremony today. I'd like to also take this opportunity to engage us all in a moment of silence, to pay our respects in honor of the 13 victims in the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, for the Black lives taken by state-sanctioned violence and police brutality, for the 21 lives taken by violence in Uvalde, Texas, for the lives that have been taken by the coronavirus, and in support of our African American Studies Department, faculty, staff, and students, as we acknowledge the life and legacy of Professor Emeritus Dr. Ruth Wilson. Ashe, thank you. Continuing in our program, we will now open up in song with the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. That's right. To lead us in song is a current student here at San Jose State University, Miss Kiara Johnson. Kiara is a second-year African-American Studies major. She is from Foster City, California, and she is so excited to be singing at our event today. Kiara is a proud member of the Eta Omega chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Music has been a passion of Kiara's since a very young age. Focusing on jazz and R&B, she has been singing since high school, or really preschool. Come on, girl, preschool. Kiara is looking forward to continuing her musical and educational journey here at San Jose State University. Family, you can use the QR code on your program if you haven't done so already to access our full program digitally. Turn to the back to access the lyrics to sing along with Kiara, and go ahead and help me welcome to the stage Kiara. Can we get a mic check, please? And if you're willing and able, please go ahead and rise.
Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? All right. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody. So happy for you guys. Please join me in singing if you guys want to. Okay. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiara, for sharing your gift with us today. Now, at this point, I am thrilled to welcome to the stage two of our MCs for today's ceremony. Our faculty MC is none other than Dr. Sean Fletcher himself. Dr. Sean Fletcher is an assistant professor of public relations and sport communications here at SJSU. He also serves as an advisory board member for the Institute of the Study of Sport, Society, and Social Change, and organizer for the recently launched Sankofa Black Spartan Professional Mentoring Program. Prior to SJSU, Dr. Fletcher led internal communications for Apple Retail and Volkswagen Group of America. He also is the principal consultant at Sean J. Fletcher Diversity Training and Development. Dr. Fletcher is a regular contributor on CBS and Fox Bay Area, offering commentary on issues of race, politics, and mental health in America, and has been featured in the Washington Post, New York Times, NPR, and Black Enterprise. Wow. Dr. Fletcher earned his doctorate in intercultural communication from Howard University, a Master of Arts in Interpersonal Communication from the University of Central Florida, and a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations from here, San Jose State University. Black excellence, right, y'all? Our student MC today is Ryan Ohaya. That's right. Ryan is a junior studying business analytics with a minor in communications. He is a board member of the Nigerian Student Association. Ryan is also a radio host going by the name DJ Cardi Khan. Did I get it right? I got it right, y'all. His show, The Den, is a place where you can talk on air about any and everything, as well as decompress, right, at the end of a tough week and vibe and relax with chill music. You can catch Ryan's show on Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. online at the KSJS website or in your car, 90.5 KSJS. Join me in welcoming to the stage our MCs and fellow Black Spartans, Dr. Fletcher and Ryan.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How was everyone? Doing okay? Doing okay? This is. You want to say something, DJ? You leaning in on me. You want to say something?
I was going to say congratulations to all the graduates out there. Very, very, very wonderful. Congratulations to all of you guys.
Woo. So this is our time where we're going to celebrate you all right? And we're just going to be kind of your tour guides through it, connecting the dots for you. We have some fantastic speakers. We have some individuals who want to give a bit of a celebration for you, some words of wisdom as we move forward. But before we do, I was asked to think a little bit about our theme, and hopefully you have as well. Particularly the last portion of it stuck out to me. The Black Spartan legacy continues. And you don't have to go too far back. Just think about a year ago where we were. I had the privilege of emceeing this event last year, and we were on our computers. We were all in little boxes trying to celebrate and love on our Black Spartans. Just think about where you were a year ago. Think about what your thoughts were. Think about what you were balancing, what you were dealing with to get to this day today. Many of you all, I know firsthand what you were dealing with, but only you know your personal journeys of what has led you here today. So a couple of things I want you to think about as we move on in this ceremony, and I'm not going to preach before the preacher, all right? Because we got some dynamic, esteemed speakers who you're going to hear from today, but I want to somewhat set the tone a little bit, your mindset. First off, I want you to think about who helped you get to where you are today, your village. And let's celebrate our village. Let's look around and see those individuals who helped us get to where we are this very day. Keep it going, keep it going. There we go. There we go. And the second thing I want you to think about is when you shift your vision forward for after your time here is over. There's a responsibility, there's work to be done. And there's a couple of, I live my life by quotes. And they inspire me, they move me, they keep me going. And there's two that I want you to hold on to. One says, and it speaks to your village, if I have seen a little further, it is because I stand on the shoulders of giants. Understanding those individuals, our ancestors, those who've come before us, but those who are still here in the flesh, who's helping you traverse this journey. I want you to consider that as we move through and reflect. And lastly, a quote that I recite all the time from a hero of mine, Nobel laureate, social activist, playwright, James Baldwin. And I really want you to meditate on this. He said, you have to decide who you are and force the world to deal with you and not its idea of you. And one thing my grandparents told me a long time ago, and my grandmother will be 103 in July. Don't get me crying up here, because I will. She once told me that if you don't know who you are, this world is going to tell you who you are. And if you have not recognized what's going on around us, we need you. And as you start moving forward, up and out, and you start making your imprint on this world outside of SJSU, I want you to think of that responsibility that you have. So as we celebrate you, And as we move forward and love on you throughout this ceremony, I want you to keep those things in the back of your mind and meditate on them, because as we move forward, we got big dreams and high hopes for all of you, all right? And we will be watching you, we will be loving on you, we will be supporting you from afar as many of you all join us in this journey that we are on to move our society and our community forward. So with that being said, I want to invite our first speaker up to the stage who wants to give remarks to you, our interim president, President Steve Perez. Dr. Steve Perez began his appointment here, as you all know, as interim president here at SJSU in January of 2022. Where he is proud to lead, and this is us, y'all. Money Magazine ranked us as the most transformative university in the nation. You are coming from the most transformative university. Prior to coming to SJSU, he served as the provost and vice president of academic affairs at Sacramento State, where he initially joined as an assistant professor in the Department of Economics in 2001. Dr. Perez has been characterized as a bold leader with a long-standing commitment to improving student achievement, demonstrated through his many years of service at Sacramento State. Dr. Perez earned a bachelor's degree in economics from UC San Diego, as well as a PhD in economics from the University of California, Davis in 1994. I'm not sure if they wanted me to date you like that, but they put it on here, so I said it. Please join me in welcoming to the stage interim Dr. President Perez.
And no, I don't appreciate calling out my graduation date. It only shows what's obvious to you all when you look at me. A couple of pieces of advice. First, I'm going to do a couple of things. Three things. I'm going to be short, I'm going to say thank you, and I'm going to say congratulations. Good? All right, done. That's all we need. No, I'll be a little bit longer than that. I'll give you a couple of tips, too. When you're about to come up and give a presentation and give a speech, pay closer attention to the program, then you know when you're coming up next. Also, never edit it right before you come up. And when you do, wear your glasses and use good penmanship. Right? So I can't read this right now. So I'm going to go a little bit off script. But as I said, I've only got a couple of things to say. Number one, congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. As you just heard, you're graduating from the most transformative university in the country, and that's something that we're exceptionally proud of and we work hard at every day. You're also graduating from the oldest public university in the West. We have a long history of graduates going out and doing great things and our students being unbelievable people. And that you exemplify that like you can't believe. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I want to make sure you understand fully how great this is. You're about to be, you already are. We just did commencement. You are college graduates. You finished. You worked hard. You know you did. I'm not going to tell you things that you don't already know. You've lived it more than I have, obviously. You've achieved and you've excelled during a time of a pandemic, during a time where our civil rights have been questioned and threatened, and during a time of hatred and anti-black violence that continues on and on and on. And yet you excelled, you persevered, and you continued on, and you deserve an unbelievable amount of credit and pride in that. Now the thank yous. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for exemplifying what we as a university and what we as a campus community need to be. I look around and I can feel it. I can feel the love and I can feel the care that you all have for one another, that your community has within it. I believe that helped you get through these past few years, and it exemplifies exactly what we need to be as a Spartan community. So thank you. Thank you for showing us what we need to know. Maybe not lastly, thank you. Thank you, thank you for coming here, sharing this time with us, allowing us to be some little part of your life, to be able to watch you, to be able to watch you excel, to be able to watch you persevere, and to be able to watch you now graduate. And thank you for what we're going to see as you go out into the world and you do unbelievably great things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
We outside, yeah. Come on, show some energy. It's graduating, yeah. All right, all right. All right, y'all. I want to say thank you very much, President Perez. It was an honor. I have the honor of introducing our next person, our very own President Student Affairs, Mr. Patrick Day. Clap it up for him. He's a great man, great guy. Exactly. Originally from Toledo, Ohio, Patrick K. Day began his working career at Northwestern University Office of Undergrad Administrations, recruiting students of color to the university. He became a coordinator of multicultural students services, then the assistant dean of students at Texas Tech University, really big school, where he completed his master's in education in higher education administration. Patrick has since served in a series of student affairs and leadership roles in our campuses, large and small, public and private, including the University of Massachusetts, Boston, where he became a chief student affairs officer at the Temple University, John C. Smith University, and the University of the Pacific. Patrick joined San Jose State University as the Vice President of Student Affairs back in 2018, August of 2018 to be more specific. In his role, Patrick leads over 30 different departments and a team of over 400, which are focused on ensuring SJSU students' success both inside and outside of the school. Patrick is deeply committed to urban higher education through his work as an administrator, board chair, board member, mentor, and professional associate and volunteer leader. In more calmer moments in his life, he's a cyclist. He also knows how to ride a unicycle, which is crazy. I find that really crazy. Also a basketball player, a collector of vintage toy cars, remote toy cars. I think that's pretty cool. And honestly, he's a pretty interesting guy. Like I said, I have the honor and the pleasure to welcome Patrick K. Day to the stage.
You took it back with the bio about everything, Got to check on that. Class of 2022. Okay. I came to the black event. I thought we were going to have a little bit more energy going on, a little bit. Maybe it's me. I'm not from California. Maybe this is how you do it in California. But I thought we were here to get excited, to celebrate success, to celebrate accomplishment, to celebrate people doing incredible things. That's what I thought I came to. Well, all right. Okay, then. It is my absolute pleasure. It is my honor to be in front of you for just a few minutes, all right? I'm going to be brief, and then we're going to move on because we have work to do today. But let me just say to all of you, congratulations for what you have earned. And let me be clear about that, for what you have earned. We don't give out degrees. We didn't let you have something. You earned that degree. You are the ones who made it happen. You stayed up late. You worked the extra job. You worked in study groups. You made it happen when you couldn't figure out whether or not it was going to happen. You were the one that decided, I can study just a little bit longer to get through this. You are the ones that decided, I'm not leaving here without a degree. And here you are. To your families, Thank you for being here as a part of this journey. Yeah, give them a round of applause, absolutely. In this community and so many communities, we go to college as a community. We don't go by ourselves. And so it is so many people that allow us to be in the position to make these decisions to accomplish the things that we have accomplished. And so I say thank you to all of you family, friends, supporters, and loved ones for making sure that these brilliant minds could have the opportunity to sit in this space, in this place today, and be celebrated as graduates of San Jose State University. To our students, you are part of an enormous legacy. It is a legacy that goes back to the University of Sankore, the beginning of higher education in the ancient city of Timbuktu. Bet you didn't know that, but that's for another lecture for another day. But I want you to see yourself as part of that history, part of that legacy that comes up through the historically black colleges when there weren't other places for us to be able to go. I want you to see yourself as part of the history that then came across the continent of Africa. I want you to see yourself a part of that history that came through the University of the West Indies in the Caribbean. I want you to see yourself as part of this enormous legacy of people who 40 years ago said, we need to have a special way to celebrate the black graduation and the achievements of our students here, and we're going to do that at San Jose State University. I want you to remember the legacy that you are a part of every single day when you walk across that beautiful statue and you see it, and you see people who took a stand, alums who sat in this space and who said, nope, today we're going to take a stand because we're going to change the world in one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Olympics. That is the legacy that you are a part of, and I want you to understand that you are a part of that not just because of things that other people did, but because of what you have done. Now, I'm gonna sit down, Emerald, I promise. I'm about to wrap it up. I was in the block one time, and I was politicking with Ariane. Ariane, where you at? Ariane, where'd you? All right, Ariane. So for the other Gen Xers in the room, she tried to engage me in a conversation about the best hip hop. So of course, I had to bring out the serious stuff, the Eric B. and Rakim, and she wasn't quite ready for that. I was going down the list with my Gen Xers. You know what I'm talking about. She was saying, but the new stuff and so forth. And then she brought up, she said, well, what about J. Cole? And I said, well, you know what? You make a good point. The point she was making was that the legacy is not just about what has been done. It is about what is being done. It is about what you are going to do in this legacy. This legacy that extends beyond you makes a place for you. So our message for you as you go out and do the extraordinary things that you're going to do is take your place. Take your place in this legacy. Take your place in what it is that you are here in this world to do. Don't be scared. It's always been difficult. Racial violence is not new. It's just televised all the time, in a 24-hour news cycle. If the Jim Crow South, if World War II was in a 24-hour news cycle and on social media, it would look like the world is ending too. It's always been difficult. The economy has always been strange. All of the things that you're going to hear that suggest to you, I'm not sure, maybe I shouldn't. And every time you hear those things, I want you to lean forward a little bit more and know that you are in this place, in this moment, today, because you are supposed to be here. You are the ones that will take us forward. So I'm saying to you, take your place. Don't be afraid. Make it happen, because the talents that each one of you bring are exactly what our world needs right now. Congratulations, Spartans. Well done.
And let the church say amen and amen. I feel like we should take a love offering. I appreciate if you can reach down into your pocketbooks. Thank you so much for that, for those words of encouragement. And at this time, I would like to bring to the stage to deliver the faculty welcome, Dr. Yolanda Wiggins.
Some tough acts to follow. on behalf of the faculty here at San Jose State University, I would like to welcome you all to the 40th Annual Black Grad Celebration. My name is Dr. Yolanda Wiggins, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Sociology and Interdisciplinary Social Sciences. Thank you. Not too long ago, I was literally sitting, not at San Jose State, but I was in your shoes. And so I want to say, if there was any doubt in your minds that you would make it to this very moment, I just want you to take the time out to look at you all. You made it, you did it. And I would also like to welcome and acknowledge all of the families in this room today: moms, dads, grandparents, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, chosen families, and friends. While graduation is typically considered a time to celebrate the accomplishments of graduates, celebrate you all, it is so much more than an individual accomplishment. None of you cross the finish line to earning a degree alone. And so today is a collective celebration of your triumph, our triumph, the challenges, the laughs, the tears, and the long and sometimes sleepless nights. Today is also a celebration of Black joy, Black accomplishment, Black hope, Black dreams, Black lives, and Black futures. I hope that each and every one of you relish in the fact that you're, like Sean said, standing on the backs of giants. Take a moment and look around you. Look at us. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Now, after all of the celebrations are over, you take your gowns off, you're going to begin the rest of your lives. Your degree will afford you a unique set of privileges no matter what your background is. The key, however, is not to let your educational attainment be enough or to blind you. I urge you to reach back in whatever way that means to you. In the same way that you are able to cross the finish line, just remember that there are other people looking at you, looking up to you. Give back in whatever way that means to you. And so again, congratulations, class of 2022, and welcome to the 40th Annual Black Grad Celebration.
How do I turn this? There we go. Sorry. Quick adjustments, y'all. At this time, the time of the program, we'll have the opportunity to hear from our very own graduates. Give it up for y'all for a minute. Yes, yes, yes. Today's celebration, we've invited two graduates to share inspirational and congratulatory messages out to the class of 2022. Our very first student speaker is our very own Miss Azaria Cole Shepard. Yeah. Give it up for her. Yeah. Now, a few things about Miss Azaria. Azaria is a multifaceted force who thrives in every space she enters. As the first and only Black woman to get a BS in electrical engineering from SJSU in 10 years. Woo! She has overcome a plethora of challenges and continues to shine in the face of adversity. Azaria serves as a STEM student, representative on the campus committee for diversity, equity, and inclusion as a data analyst and a Black resource advocate. Come on now, that's powerful, powerful stuff. She's also serves as a student retention and initiative liaison on the Black Spartan Advisory Council. In Azaria's time, she served as an advocate for institution change and has pushed for the betterment of Black students at SJSU via a multitude of initiatives. She is a Dean's Honor Scholar and a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to all the Deltas right now. In her free time, Azaria enjoys developing her talents as an award-winning poet, mentoring the youth, learning from elders in her community, and facilitating structured community service projects, as well as a little bit of modeling. Crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Following graduation, Azaria plans to travel before rolling into a JD PhD program for intellectual property law and technological ethics. Let's give it up for Azaria. Come on, y'all. Woo!
Good afternoon, everybody. Y'all are quiet. Can we try again? Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, that's much better. Hi, my name is Azaria Cole Shepard. I'm not going to pretend like I can see without my glasses because I didn't wear contacts. And so I'm going to begin. As Black Spartans, we are inherently built different. At a university voted most transformative, many of us find ourselves transforming into versions of ourselves that we never imagined. Before I go any further, I'd like to first acknowledge God and my village for making me the woman that I am today. Lord knows it took a lot. In the world at large, there is a clear absence of images and discussions of Black people as intellectuals. The invisibility of us within these spaces creates a presumed knowledge and understanding of our capabilities as limited or non-existent. We who are gathered here today are evidence of the contrary. For more than a century, Black Spartans have overcome obstacles at an institution that prides itself on our successes but does little to nurture them. Today, I implore you to step outside of the hidden figure that you have been forced to be at this institution. I charge you to wear your Blackness boldly as you voyage to your next phase of life. Among the many definitions of Spartan, you will find self-disciplined, determined, of great courage, and every single day, we embody these traits. I count it a blessing and an honor to stand before you today, many years after standing on this stage as a freshman, to share in the joys of completion of a journey that has pushed all of us outside of our comfort zones, outside of our shells, and outside of the bounds of mediocrity. Some of us are severely underrepresented in our departments, others are first-generation college students, and some are international students. Others are just here so they don't get fined. Today, when I look at each of you, I am reminded of the joys of this community and the tenacity required to embark on this journey. Your unwavering commitment to yourself is what got you here, and I am so happy to share in that sentiment with you. I often reflect on the days of my undergraduate experience, which have been quite bittersweet. When navigating spaces of academia, it's extremely important to be in an environment that both challenges and supports you. And as the first Black woman in over 10 years in electrical engineering, this university has not always been nurturing to me. I've been denied support, resources, and countless opportunities solely for my identity within this space and my willingness to speak out against instances of injustice. However, my passion for impact and change far exceeded the desire to quit when under pressure. Remember, diamonds are built under pressure. In order to shift the culture of this space, I've worked steadfastly to hold professors and students accountable via close collaboration with multiple campus councils dedicated to student success. It's through these efforts that I'm reminded of the beauty and necessity of the undercommons we have created for ourselves as Black people at this institution. We deserve joy, so we create it. We deserve safety, so we protect each other. We deserve community, so we cultivate it. We deserve our flowers, so we celebrate. I revel at the beauty that has become the block, the space we fought so hard for, and the faculty and staff who work tirelessly to show up for us, even when we can't show up for ourselves. Y'all can clap for them. I often recall the sleepovers in the library, the late nights in the DC, and the camaraderie found struggling to complete assignments we knew we should have done 2 weeks before. I remember the excitement felt after finishing a rough week of schoolwork and the relief following resolution with a professor who didn't operate with my success in mind. I reflect on opportunities like Black Forward and how it contributed to the leader that I am today and how I was primed to handle adversity. I grow anxious, though, thinking about the impacts of all of the work we have invested in this community and all of the work that is yet to be done. I think of all the opportunities that we've cultivated and all the minds that we have helped to shape through our different mentorship initiatives. I think of the ways we have utilized our pre-existing hyperability to shake tables in rooms that we are oftentimes not even invited into. But what was your favorite Black program or organization? Don't be afraid to shout it out. I want to hear them. Give me more. There's more. Okay, NSA, Block, BSU. What else? Base, okay. I enjoyed a lot of these programs too, especially the ones base that created a sense of belonging for me as a Black woman in engineering. As I continue to reflect, I find myself reminiscing on my childhood and those devoted to shaping me for success. I recall the ways in which my village showed up for me and taught me the importance of showing up for others, but more importantly, taught me the importance of showing up for myself, because if I didn't advocate for me, nobody else would. I voyage to remind you that we are only as strong as each other, and I remain grateful for those of you who have pushed me beyond my limits in the names of growth and success. So as we prepare ourselves for true adulting, I encourage you all to rest for a moment. College has programmed us to go and go and go, and we finally have time to go do something else. So live a little, smile more, travel more, sleep more, touch grass, embrace radical self-care. For several years, you have compromised your physical and mental health for the ability to matriculate at this institution. You've held your breath, waiting for this moment for far too long, so please join me in a collective exhale. I now leave you with the words in which I began my speech with during my freshman year when I spoke at Black Grad. If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Thank you.
And she sang too, y'all. She sang too. She just kind of flexed on us at the end with the bars. The reason why, yes, engineer and a singer. You wonder why I'm so optimistic about the future. Even though the work is plentiful, you wonder why when we hear stories and the wisdom and the work that's being done from Black excellence like Azaria, it gives me hope. Hopefully it gives you hope the same way. And continuing on, at this time, we would like to now present our student performer. She is also a graduating senior, and you all may know her, Aisha Williams. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Aisha began as a chemistry major, but switched to environmental studies in preparation for teaching to engage in outdoor habitat restoration work, and also learned a lot about native plants. Aisha hopes to learn more about her role in saving the natural world and continuing to empower the youth to do the same by pursuing outdoor education. Y'all gonna be clapping a lot, so give me a second. She has served as the operations coordinator and president for Black Women's Collective, all right now, for most of her time here at SJSU, and she has been able to begin and also do work with the Black Alliance Mentorship Program, otherwise known as BAM. She has a lot. Let me bear with me as I go through. Aisha has also served as a cultural programmer with the Mosaic Cross-Cultural Center, where she was able to cultivate programs about topics that matter most to her. For example, she was able to hold a program in our Cesar Chavez Community Garden called Black in Nature, to engage folks in the discussion about nature and give a plant demonstration as well. In this role, she also served as a peer mentor for Leadership Today in 2022. Lastly, when it comes to Aisha's journey, she has always found pleasure in hitting the basketball courts, enjoying also going to Mosaic open nights, bars, and sharing her poetry. Please help me welcome to the stage, Aisha Williams.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the love. I'm very, very proud of myself and all of you for being in this space right now, being able to celebrate yourselves. Can I talk to y'all for a little bit? Cool. Again, my name is Aisha Williams, and I'll be sharing a little piece I wrote for y'all today. I call it a spoem, like a speech poem. All right, here we go. First of all, to my people, congratulations. Congratulations on turning a page that we've only been able to read. Now, we can re-envision a final draft that is our story. My question for all of you to think about is, what even is graduation to you? What does it mean for you to walk across the stage to have your name read with a degree in something you spent the past few years immersed in? Struggling, striving, fluctuating energies. Take a moment to reflect on those years and slowly bring yourself to this moment. It feels surreal to be present where we are right now. I'm still having a hard time finding my grip. I just wish to hold it. No hesitation, joy in the stillness. I grieve the 2 years that we lost, that we functioned in normality. My grievance is a tricky concept, though, because I begin to think about what it is that I'm grieving. Did I miss going to class? Probably not. Did I miss seeing all of the smiling faces in my pastime? Do I miss the way we were able to empower one another face to face with no fears? We back outside, for real though. But times for sure took a turn, a U-turn that redefined our future moments. Most powerful than ever because we've captured the true essence of survival. We're Black in America. We're Black during a global pandemic. We're Black students with 2 or 3 jobs, still in between blessings. The superheroes of our own stories, for real. For real, for real. Clap it up. Unstoppable, lovable, unhinged. All the crazy things happening molded us, conforming on a superior level of Black excellence that only we can understand. I'm thinking about the memories I was still able to create given the odds. Sob stories, financial letdowns, trials filled with errors, mistakes of variety, but insight gained, lessons learned. Steady prayers silenced the pressure of my struggle. I had to pull my soul out and use it to become what I want to see. Imagine that. They said, you get to choose the life you live. Those choices range on a spectrum. Black, white. We don't get the same guaranteed aid packet. We get left with juggling the weight of the world and deciding what to spend our last few dollars on. Groceries, rent, books, responsibilities, and anxiety, finesse. We made it. But what we went through is not the end. It's mandatory to continue fighting for what we deserve in a world of sour. It's mandatory. We are the sweet melanin big drip that the world needs to keep spinning. Because without us, this is indeed only the beginning. I've filled buckets with tears, overflowing. I've gained internal power and motivation from losing some of my closest people. Forever grieving in this world. That stillness that I was talking about earlier. That stillness from the storm. I still gotta worry about what there is to eat. I'm cooking up these recipes for these simple hopes and dreams, and all I wanna do is see my people win. Even with all the cooped up, inevitable hurt that we hold on to and keep within. I love y'all, class of 2022. We outside. Congratulations. Thank you, y'all. Congratulations.
Can we have another round of applause for Aisha, please? Like, come on, clap it up. Clap it up, clap it up. That was beautiful. She said, we outside. How y'all feeling? How's everybody feeling? Graduates, are we feeling good? Feeling great? That sounds terrible. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling great? I need some more energy. You guys are graduating into the open world. What's going on? Yeah. Families, your graduates are terrible. Jeez. Anyways, let's continue. Next up, we have our second student speaker, our very own Miss Ariane Wiley Green. Yeah. Okay. Ariane is ooh, snap. My apologies. Ariane is a graduating senior, obtaining a degree in African American Studies and Justice Studies. During her time at SJSU, Ariane has taken the campus by storm, immediately evolving herself in various leadership positions with the ultimate goal of serving black students. Shout out to the black people. Yes, sir. Yeah, so that's a clap. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Since Ariane's freshman year, she has worked at the Block, the Black Leadership and Opportunity Center, to bring cultural competent programs to the campus community like the Black Spartan Talk Show and the Seat at the Table, which facilitated relevant dialogue between students. Ariane has also served on the Task Force for Community Safety and Policy as a student representative to examine the critical safety needs of university and ensure the campus is conducive to racial justice and equity. You all may know Ariane from the list of black students' demands in 2020 that was sent out to our campus community to ensure that black students' needs are at the forefront of all campus initiatives. Through the demands and the hard work of herself and other black student leaders, the campus administration committed to the capitalization of B in black in all university correspondence. Now they got mandatory microaggression training for university president and the president's cabinet, among many other things that they've done. Ariane is also a proud member of the Black Women's Collective and Eta Omega Chapter Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Yup. As Ariane's journey ends here at San Jose State, she hopes to inspire all students to take action on what matters for them and to strive for greatness in everything that they do. Let's give it up for Ariane, everybody. Come on.
Hi, everyone. So before I start, I want to say two things. The first thing is, our theme is We Outside. So throughout my speech, I'm going to say we outside, and I'm going to look to y'all to say it directly after me, so let's practice. We outside. I like the energy, okay? And the second thing is, I know that I wrote my speech for me, and I know I wrote it for a few of y'all out there too. It may not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. So if it's for you, I need you to get loud and proud when I say something that resonates with you, okay? All right. Okay, so I'll start with, who am I? Am I really who I say I am? Am I all I ought to be? Who are you? Are you really who you say you are? Are you all you ought to be? You can wait and sit around for someone to say who you are, but in the end, you need to write it and paint it and do it. Faith Ringgold. This moment is ours and the time is now. We outside. Most of us have been waiting for this moment our whole lives, or for the last few years at least. But graduates, now that we've made it to our moment, what are we gonna do next? Because if we don't do something, then who will? Today is the 40th Black graduation at San Jose State University. The 40th. Now, as VP Patrick Day said, "It didn't get here by us sitting idle. It got here by activism, and it took courage and strength. It took someone to not only see a need, but work to fulfill that need." So when you ask yourself who you are, know that you're a legacy of those who came before you and a manifestation of the hard work of previous Black Spartans. Another part of the theme today is the Black Spartan legacy continues. So, in true Ariane fashion, I have to give y'all a little history lesson on what happens here on our campus. So, as many of you may know, there is a 22 feet tall statue of Olympians Tommy Smith and John Carlos with their fists held up and their heads down, and it's a recreation of the courageous acts of the two men who are alumni of this university. They're Black Spartans just like us. Yeah. And at the Olympic Games of 1968 in Mexico City, arguably the biggest stage in the world at the time, with millions of people watching at the peak of their career, amid racial violence, 4 years after the civil rights, during the year that is noted to change America forever. They ran the 200-meter dash and won. Tommy Smith taking first place and John Carlos taking third place. Yes. Now, from their victory, there is two important lessons that we can all learn. The first is always work hard, train harder, and try your best even when no one is watching. For those two Olympians, we see the victory, we see the activism, we see the success. Our families see a photo opportunity. However, what we don't see is the countless seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, and years of hard work that they had to put in to win that race. Like today, everybody sees our caps and gowns, they see the stoles, they see the makeup, they see the fresh cuts that all y'all got out there, but who really seen the papers, the group work? Who's seen all the times you were late to classes where you was rushing to throw that paper in at 11:59? Nobody's seen that. So what's the lesson there? Everybody sees the big moment, but the takeaway is that what does your big moment stand for? Knowing that people only see big moments, what does your big moment mean? What will it say to the people watching you? Tommy Smith and John Carlos had one of the biggest moments of their career. They knew people only see big moments, and they decided that their big moment was going to mean something. So what did they do? They stood tall with their fists held to the moon and their eyes to the ground, and they said that this big moment will stand for not only Black excellence, but Black power and Black civil rights. They said that, yes, they said that this is the biggest stage in the world, so I'm going to show people something, and it's going to mean something. So what does that say about my big moment now? All I can say is that when you're at your big moment that you worked hard for and all the eyes are watching you, what will people look and see? What legacy will you create? What I can tell you right now is that as I'm on this stage speaking at the 40th Black graduation at San Jose State University, it's gonna mean something. I'm not just gonna sit here and talk. I wanna motivate the next change makers of the world. So, with that being said, when you think of me, you may not remember exactly what I said or even how I said it, but what you will remember is that I strive for nothing but greatness, and I expect the same thing from all of you. It's lonely at the top now, but when I get there, I wanna see all of y'all there too. And when you think of that, you'll work a little harder and you'll become a little bit more fearless in all of your endeavors. So I'm asking you today with a firm voice, who are you? Another part of the theme today is we outside. When the pandemic hit, most of us were in the house sad, like, wow, I can't wait till we get back outside. I can't wait till I get back on campus. I can't wait till I'm back in the center. I can't wait to walk the stage. I can't wait until we outside. And now that we outside, what are y'all gonna do? Because if it's be the same person you were 2 years ago inside, respectfully go back inside. We don't need you here. Yeah. Yeah. As I stated before, there's a statue on our campus that stands tall. And the notable thing about that statue is the empty spot on the second place. Like I said, many of our people see a photo opportunity, but as you stand there on that second place, I need you to remember the most important aspect of legacy. And the most important is that it's not making sure that you're the first, but making sure you're not the last. So when your mamas, aunties, grandmas, cousins have you standing on that second place podium, understand that it's more than just a photo. Understand that a true leader is not one who leads and allows others to follow. A true leader is one who leads and creates more leaders. When you're on that podium, you see that Tommy Smith already won first place. That legacy is written. But that spot open in second, that is for you to continue that legacy, to leave your own mark and define your own greatness. So if you're the first, how will you make sure you're not the last? And if you're the second, what did you do to improve that path to make it ever more clearer for those coming after you? So when you stand at the statues to take your picture during your big moment, know that Tommy Smith and John Carlos left that spot open for you. Even if you don't know where you're going right now, know that you're exactly where you need to be. I ask you all today who you are. Are you really who you say you are? Are you all you ought to be? I promise I'm going to wrap this up real soon, but I have to tell you all a quick story about a time where I really had to be exactly who I said I was. So my whole life I wanted to play chess. I wanted to learn how to play chess, but I never got the opportunity until I came here in the block. Shout out to Jamal for giving us chess lessons. He gave us some chess lessons. I learned that I wasn't the only one. So how many of y'all have seen us play chess in the center or learn how to play chess in the center? Yeah. Shout out to y'all. So y'all know that the center was like Queen's Gambit on Netflix in 2019. Like we was in there real strategic. So when I learned how to play chess and I beat a few people, I honestly felt like a grandmaster. I was gloating to my mom like, yeah, I'm the best chess player ever. Can't nobody see me. I was going home challenging my brothers like, yeah, don't say nothing to me unless you can play chess. Don't say nothing. And I was even challenging my dad who learned how to play chess in prison, and if you know, you know. So to my family, I was the best chess player ever. You can even ask them, they're over there. So let's fast forward to a week ago. A week ago from today, I was in the center. We were having late night study nights. Truthfully, only 2 people were studying, but that's okay. We passed. We made it here. And it's finals week, and there's a guy in there. He's asking everybody, you know how to play chess? You know how to play chess? You want to play chess? And I never really played chess in the center that often, so I was likely the last person that he was going to ask, but he proceeded to ask me, do you want to play? And I said, yeah, I'll play. And his next question shocked me. He said, are you even good? I said, I had the same, he don't know. I was like, wow, okay. And I got scared a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I was like, wow. But the competitor in me spoke first. It said, do you want to see? So we started to play. And by the way he was playing, I can tell he thought I wasn't good. He was looking back at the Warriors game we had going on. Go Warriors, by the way, Warriors in 4. He was playing like I wasn't good. He moved his pieces quickly and instantly turned his back to the board, talking to other people. And the way he was playing, he would be like, He would move his piece, So I just knew that he was going to beat me because he thought he had it all figured out. But he was playing with minimal effort, and I could tell he wasn't trying at all. And as he was playing, he would shake his head, like I said. But one thing about me, fear doesn't ever stop me from taking action. If anything, it gives me confidence to go harder and figure out a way to get that win. So I'm playing. I see he's not focused. And just in 5 focus moves on my part, I take his queen with a pawn. Yeah, And that gave me all the confidence I needed because I was like, well, it's over for him now. So in a few short moves after that, he knocked over his king, and I win. So he basically quit. He basically quit. And for some of you all that don't know chess, the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, and arguably, the pawn is the least powerful to whoever you're talking to. So why am I telling y'all this story? To my family, I was the best chess player ever. I was loud and proud about being an amazing chess player behind closed doors. But when someone questioned my abilities, I got scared. But that moment forced me to step back and ask myself, am I really who I say I am? I talk the talk, so now is my opportunity to walk the walk. And when I reflect back on that moment, I think about the Black Panther scene when T'Challa's place on the throne was threatened and he was losing. In order to be a king, he had to fight. And his mom looked him in the eyes as he was on the ground and said, show them who you are. So I say that to say, in this life and throughout your journey, people are going to question your values, they're going to question your worth and your abilities and where you're at. And you're going to be tested, but it's up to you to show them exactly who you are. It's up to you, because your experience prepared you for that moment, and you worked to get here, just like today. And wherever you are, you deserve to be there. So when it's your turn to go up at bat, never be scared. Show them exactly who you are and make them never question it again, because you are worth it, and you're exactly who you say you are. Who are you? Are you really who you say you are? Are you all you ought to be? Those questions serve as a self-accountability loop for what I know you all can be. I know you're supposed to be a butterfly, but you can't get there with caterpillar thoughts. So remember that as you're on your journey in your goal setting. Yes. And I just want to leave you with these final words, and it's that being you is the easy part, but it's being who you're supposed to be that takes hard work.
All right, all right, all right. Before she came up here, I heard somebody scream, that's my daughter. Where you at? Where you at? I heard somebody say, that's my daughter. In the words of my grandmother, Ellery Triplett, you done good. And to the entire village here for a second, the good book says you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. Look at this. I told you I'd cry. But there's a reason why I mentioned that I'm hopeful. I've done multiple interviews this week about mass shootings, about our black community, about the hope for it, or lack thereof, I hear in the question that I'm asked. And I look to you, and I don't think about that you will lead, you are. And I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this village, because you produce fruit. Fruit that we need. So like I said, I'm not going to preach before the preacher, because I will start getting too teary-eyed. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce this year's keynote speaker, my good friend, Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams currently serves as the Director of Advocacy for Racial Justice here at SJSU. In this position, he is tasked with developing a strategic approach to the university's efforts to address systemic oppression and racial injustice in and around this institution. He has been with SJSU since 2014 and previously held positions as the program director of the block, the Black Leadership and Opportunity Center. and as one of the assistant directors at Peer Connections, the campus hub for tutoring and mentoring. Since January 2020, Jamal has served as one of the co-chairs of the Black Leadership Kitchen Cabinet of Silicon Valley, a community-based organization out of San Jose that provides critical leadership development and training, grassroots organizing, and advocacy on the issues of civil rights, racial equity, and economic justice across Santa Clara County and the region. The BLKC has been working tirelessly on behalf of Black residents within the Valley for over 16 years. Jamal served on the steering committee as well of the City of San Jose's Reimagining Public Safety Advisory Committee, which was a community-driven body of local youth advocates, educators, and nonprofit providers seeking alternatives to incarceration and policing, such as strengthening the social safety net, funding mental health crisis response, and investing in community responsive education. Jamal is a native, and he will tell you if you ask, of Metro Detroit, Michigan. He holds his master's degree in clinical social work from Michigan State University and a bachelor's degree in women's studies from the University of Michigan. Even though working in higher education has been his calling and his passion, Jamal knows his true passion is working towards true equity for Black lives in this country in all that he does. He hopes to inspire change through his actions, words, as well as empathy. Jamal is inspired by the love and support he gets from his family and friends. His wife, his better half, Regina, is a constant source of motivation as she works to change housing policy for the South Bay area as the executive director of Silicon Valley at Home. Power couple, y'all. Black excellence. Jamal and his wife have also learned how to successfully take orders from their two beautiful daughters, Noelle and Corinne, who consistently keep them on their toes. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, my good friend, Jamal Cornell Williams.
Love y'all too, I love y'all too. Hello everybody, or as we like to say in Metro Detroit, Southeast Michigan, what up though? I gotta apologize to Dr. Fletcher, my bio was way too long, but sometimes I just gotta remind myself that I am somebody. See, I am a husband and a father of two, which means I rank 4th out of 4 in my household. And I used to be able to walk around the city and people would be like, Jamal, are you Jamal? But now they say, wait, aren't you Regina's husband? She's awesome. So I might just have to add a couple more paragraphs to my bio to keep reminding myself that I am someone too. First off, let's give a round of applause to, I dubbed them Triple A, Azaria, Aisha, and Ariane. That was awesome. We actually could have stopped the keynote speech after them. But you know, they paid me to talk, which they didn't, so I'm gonna talk. And now let's give a hand for our graduates. I love seeing you all. Y'all deserve all the celebratory remarks and celebration that we have. This is an amazing time and a culmination of all of your hard work. I do want to continue just to acknowledge everything, send up prayers, send up love, and express deep sorrow for everyone, all the tragedies that Sean and Emerald have already talked about. But I want to say that even though it's been very devastating and in many ways emotionally paralyzing, we continue to thrive and persevere and fight in the face of oppression, and as we can see from you all as graduates, we continue to succeed. So never forget that. Thank you. It's really an honor to be selected as the keynote speaker for 2022, but I gotta say, somehow y'all were able to book Regina's husband as the speaker. So that's pretty exciting. Big shout out to the students, faculty, and staff that came together to make this event possible and to put this wonderful event together. And special props to Emerald for everything that she's done as the program director of the block. She's worked extremely hard this year to support Black students and lead the planning of the 40th Black grad. And Emerald is one of my really good friends, and I've had nothing but admiration for her since we met back in 2015. I actually called Emerald when I knew I was leaving the block and asked her to apply because I knew we needed her insight, her intellect, and energy here at San Jose State. And I promised her that she would have support in everything that she did, and she thanked me. And then, like 3 months into her tenure, her coordinator left, and she's been all alone since. So you're welcome. Just like Black people, right? They tell you you're gonna have everything, and they say, you know, I got you. And then when you show up, you're kind of on your own. But somehow Emerald was able to make do and made this wonderful event come together. In some ways, I really can't believe that we're back in person after 2 years virtually at Black Grad. It's really special. And these last 2 years for me have been one of the most thrilling, scariest roller coasters I think I've ever been on. And when I look out into the audience, I can't believe that some of you all are already graduating. It feels like we're kind of living in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? And we just experienced the blip from the Infinity Stones, because the last thing I remember is that some of us were on our way to New Orleans for our spring break trip to study Black history, and now you're graduating. So it's almost a little surreal, but I'm really proud to see each and every one of you all, especially as you cross the stage and continue your journey. So when I think about this very timely theme, We Outside, the Black Spartan legacy continues, 2 essential questions come to mind. What does it mean to be part of a legacy? And what does it mean to leave a legacy? And our speakers have so eloquently touched on that, but I wanted to spend the rest of my time kind of diving into those 2 questions as you all think about your next phase of life. Being part of a legacy is special. It means you are linked to people forever who have come before you, blazed a trail, fought battles, created new opportunities, and hopefully have made things that much better for your life and your experience. Each of you is continuing in the legacy of some very special people who have done those things. As Black college graduates, you all are not only adding to the lineage of over a century of Black students to graduate from San Jose State, but over 2 centuries of students to graduate from college nationally. In 1907, Lucy Turner Johnson became the first Black graduate of San Jose State University. It's pretty dope. And some reports say that the first Black graduate nationally was Jonathan Chavis in 1799 from Washington and Lee University, while other reports state that it was actually Alexander Lewis Twilight in 1823 from Middlebury College. But regardless of which year, we know that for 200 years, Black people in America have been traversing and persevering through this path of higher education, which was created without us in mind, and in many ways was created to keep us subjugated and oppressed. Think about that for a second, though. The very path that you all just completed, some of you for the second and third time, was developed when our ancestors were enslaved, and in no way was our culture, our heritage, or even our being considered. It wasn't considered for what we were supposed to learn, how we were supposed to learn it, or when we were supposed to learn it. You all follow in the legacy of ancestors who braved persecution, racism, inequality, and hatred for decades to fight to get knowledge and ultimately their degrees to be able to pursue their careers and dreams. With the support of some caring and attentive faculty and staff, all these people up here, some of them in the audience, and through your own sheer determination and persistence, you will now add to that legacy of our people who tackle white supremacist structure to earn what you deserve. You all did that, and you absolutely deserve to be celebrated for that accomplishment, and never forget the legacy that you are a part of, the fraternity or sorority of Black people, some of whom were not able to complete their degrees, but all who fought so that you all had the opportunity to be here today. Now, what does it mean to leave a legacy? And that is a question you will have to answer if you move forward in your lives. As we think about this country and in this post-2020 world, post the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and so many other brothers and sisters that have lost their lives at the hands of law enforcement. Post the greatest civil rights moment for Black lives in many of our lifetime. My call to action for each of you is to not be afraid to create a legacy that is unequivocally and unapologetically Black. I'm asking you to center your community in your career, in your personal life, and frankly, in whatever space you occupy. As I mentioned, if being part of a legacy means walking in the shoes of Black trailblazers, then creating your legacy means that you are now being called to blaze those new trails. For decades, we were told that serving our community doesn't make money, that there's no opportunity for growth, that it's not something you can make a career out of. But when I look around San Jose and Santa Clara County, I see Black San Jose State University alum single-handedly taking it upon themselves to fight for our community daily. Here are just a few of the Black alum from here that are pillars in this area. Alma Burrell is the Chief Administrative Officer for the Roots Community Health Center, the Black clinic located about 2 miles away. They share space with the Ujima Adult and Family Services, which is the Black mental health agency, which is run by SJSU alum Yvonne Maxwell. Milan Valentin, who is going to be coming up here soon, was literally named a Bay Area icon and is the hardest working Black man in the county. He serves as the executive director for the African American Community Service Agency, and really is the hub for Black people out here. And I don't see him. Oh, I see him. He's back there in the hat. Danny McClain, somewhere around here taking pictures. This young man graduated from here a few years ago and started his company, Jami Technology, to provide videography, photography, strategy, and technology solutions to all of the Black institutions and organizations throughout the county. There are so many countless others who have determined that their legacy is thoroughly intertwined with their Black identity, and that the Black community, and they have made that commitment that now is the time to serve. So your community needs you. It needs you now more than ever, especially in times when racism, hatred, and anti-Black sentiment is growing and becoming more entrenched and radicalized. Our community needs your talents, it needs your passions, it needs your intellect, and it needs you to not apologize when you make us a priority. I had a colleague tell me once that he was almost denied a promotion because his review committee told him that the on-campus work he did outside of his regular job was too focused on Black students. I know, that's crazy, right? Crazy. First off, I salute my friend for making Black students a priority. And secondly, we cannot allow other people to dissuade us from prioritizing us. Because at this point, no one has or seemingly ever will. Each one of those skills, all of you will have tremendous skills that will only grow. And each one of those skills can be used to assist and propel our people. Don't be afraid to establish something don't be afraid to establish something that has the primary goal of uplifting Black people. And amazingly, that thing doesn't have to come at the exclusion of anyone else, and will more than likely uplift all communities, because we know that by centering the most marginalized, everyone will win. Multiracial coalitions can begin and thrive by centering fights towards issues that stem from a history of anti-Black policies and practices. Being unapologetically Black means pushing against conformity, challenging the idea that we need to work for companies that always seem to struggle to find qualified and retain qualified Black people. The idea that there can be nothing done to help the Black homeless population, which nationwide stands at 40% of all homeless people. Challenging the idea that a specific hairstyle or type of hair, that there is a specific hairstyle or type of hair for corporate America. Or challenging the idea that you actually have to play some game that's steeped in whiteness to get ahead or provide for you and your family. Your legacy can be one where you carve out a path for our people beginning now, and do it without apologizing or capitulating to what everybody says you have to. Walking in the shadow of a legacy can be scary, and carving out your own legacy can be even more frightening. There will be moments of contemplation, fear, success, sadness, and excitement. Just know it's all part of the journey. Your success and our community's success will require you to take risks, make bold decisions, and be fearless in the face of adversity. You've already done that 1,000 times, and I know this because you're sitting in this seat today. Maya Angelou once said, "Give us a tomorrow more than we deserve." You not only owe that to your community, but you owe it to yourself and to your legacy. Stay vigilant, keep fighting, and always remember to be unapologetically Black with every step you take. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hello, class of 2022. I'm Walt Jacobs, the Dean of the College of Social Sciences. Congratulations on your graduation from San Jose State University. The COVID-19 pandemic and increased action for racial justice in the wake of the murder of George Floyd were two historic events that you lived through. You were able to expertly balance your studies with concerns about friends and family staying healthy. You achieved academic success while participating in social justice movements. Thank you for making our society better. Best wishes as you start the next phase of your life, be it grad school, full-time job, or taking a break to rest and recharge. I know that you will be successful throughout your lives. Congratulations again. Be well.
Hello, my name is Nadira Stills, and I am a proud graduate of San Jose State University, class of 1993. And I was one of the co-chairs of Black graduation, and so it's just an honor to have a Black presence still at San Jose State University. And my words of wisdom is just stay connected to your fellow grads. My grads that I graduated with years ago are still my friends. There's nothing like the Black community at San Jose State. The sororities and the fraternities. I'm a member of the Eta Omega chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, was my chapter of initiation, and I still am close to my line sisters to today. So value your relationships, keep them close because you will need each other as you venture off into the world. Peace and blessings and congratulations.
It is an honor and privilege to speak to our future leaders. As part of the graduating class of 1999, I spoke at the Black graduation then, 23 years ago. Today, I'm reminded that as Black people in the United States, we live in a system that has sought to deprive us of our freedoms and of our rights. Despite all of the oppressive forces, we defy the odds, we fight back. I encourage you to support one another, uplift one another. I ask that you take what you've learned at San Jose State and share it with the world. I implore you to be humble, remain humble. Thank your parents, thank your family, thank your community members, whose shoulders we stand. And finally, congratulations, graduating class of 2022.
Class of 2022, congratulations on behalf of the Black Leadership and Opportunity Center here at San Jose State University. Graduates, I leave you with two things. No matter what tables you sit at, no matter what doors open for you, remember, lift as you climb and take care of your mental health. No matter what you do, you're not well if you're not strong mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So bet on you. Congratulations.
Pray on me, so pray for me. Tick, tick, wait on it. I'm keeping down my body count. I'm finessing like a trap bounce, yeah. Cause every day above ground is a blessing. I done leveled up now, view panoramic. None of my fears can't go where I'm headed. Had to cut them loose, now I'm loose, break the levee, yeah. I'm about to blood on the sinner. The rain and thunder gon' fall, gon' move, tumbo. No, sinner. You condemn my life. Cause when we walk up in the club, I need them sirens going off. Then we can look I got my cup up to the heavens. Another night I won't remember. Promise this my move forever. Promise this my move forever, ever. Pencils dancing on the bezel. This kind of feeling unforgettable. Promise this my move forever. Promise this my move forever, forever and ever.
You heard that?
Forever and ever.
That's the sound of the price going up.
Forever and never ever, and never ever at the Saxon, Madiba Suite, like Mandela, bumping fella on the Puma jet, like we from Lagos, Mansa Musa reincarnated. We on our levels, that's a Billy, 1,000 milli. First one to see a B out these housing buildings. I be feeling like Prince in 84, Mike in 79, Biggie in 97, 94, Nas, Ali, Kumbaya, no Kumbaya, just give me the sommelier. I'm on Latage, helmet on a jet ski. You know the vibes hit my head, forget I'm me. Oh my God, without the God in the XY, I'm afraid the whole game will be colonized. The marathon would be televised for NIP. Cause true kings don't die, we multiply. Peace.
I'm so unbothered. Y'all be so pressed while I'm raising daughters, sons of empires. Y'all make me chuckle, stay in your struggle. Crystal blue water, pina colada in. You stay Ramada in. My baby father, bloodline Rwanda. Why would you try me? Why would you bother? I am Beyonce, Giselle knows Carter. I am the Nala, sister Naruba, Oshun Queen Sheba. I am the mother, I'm on my gold chain. I sold my whole chain. I be like soul food. I am a whole mood. When we walk up in the club, I need the sirens going off. And we can look up to the sky. The tears we cry let us know that we alive, yeah, yeah. I give them goosebumps every time I throw up my diamond. Together we big time, and the children are a reminder. I got my cup up to the heavens. Another night I won't remember. Promise this my move forever. Promise this my move forever, ever. Dresses dancing on the bezel. The kind of feeling unforgettable. Promise this my move forever.
Leave a piece for your siblings to give to their children too. Titled as Champagne, do say I like to see a nice piece, fund ideas for people who look like we gon' start a society within society. That's major. It's like the Negro League. There was a time America wouldn't let us ball. Those times are now back. It's now called Afrotech. Generational wealth, that's the key. My parents ain't have shit, so that shift started with me. My mom took her money, she bought me bonds. That was the sweetest thing of all time. Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence, baby, you gon' let them see. Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellency, baby, let them see.
Cause you're the only power that can save this world today. Jesus, you're the only power that can save this world today. Hey, you're the only power that can save this world today. You're the only power that can save this world today. Come on and lift your voice. Did anybody come to praise God today? Put your hands up. Let's go.
Man, y'all see that black excellence, though. Do y'all see that joy, that black joy? That's y'all. Thank you, thank you. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Jimmy Tech, who created this special tribute video to the class of 2022. These are our very own black alum who worked tirelessly for today to help position and amplify your black excellence. I just want to acknowledge again Danny McLean, class of 2017, Rachel Lewis, class of 2015, where y'all at? Benito Martin, class of 2018. Thank you so very much. And we talked a lot about village today, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my village here, our black faculty and staff, our 22 black graduation planning committee. Y'all out there somewhere, go ahead and make some noise and give some love to our people who have worked a year long to help make this moment monumental for our 40th. I'm gonna stop talking, but I need to say thank you to that village. I'd now like to welcome to the stage Dr. Will Armeling to give the presentation of our graduate class of 2022.
All right, we're almost through this. I'm gonna be quick because it's time to get these folks across the stage, and I see the looks in their face like I'm getting to the end of class right now too, like it's time for you to go teach. So I'm gonna hurry this up. My name is Bill Armeling, and I'm the director of the SJSU Human Rights Institute and a professor in sociology and interdisciplinary social sciences. It's my sincere pleasure to join my colleagues in welcoming the many family and friends gathered here to celebrate the achievements of our graduates. I would also like to thank our graduates and students in attendance. It's the opportunity to work with you and be a part of your lives that gives my professional life purpose and a sense of meaning in this world. It's a priceless experience for which I am supremely thankful. For those who don't know, my classes tend to provoke equal parts excitement and fear as we explore some of the most challenging collective social problems facing humanity, from climate change to nuclear war, to persistent structured inequalities and all the problems that follow. But don't worry, today's not the day for those conversations. Instead, I encourage hope and perseverance. There are many reasons to be hopeful, particularly when we look at the emergent generation of workers, scholars, artists, organizers, and professionals before us. Whether it's the increasingly aggressive movement to confront climate change, like one of our student presenters talked about earlier, or the remarkable multiracial, multi-generational union movement racking up wins against some of the most powerful companies on earth, there are real reasons to have hope and engage with great challenges of our time. In the spirit of the legendary scholar of Black and Caribbean history, C.L.R. James, who asserted that every cook can govern, I urge us all to think about how we might contribute to these important struggles of working people across this country. How can you use your education and newfound privilege in such a way to improve the lives of all people? How can we find happiness and purpose in lasting bonds of solidarity rather than fleeting moments of individual success? And for those who think you lack the plan or experience to get down with struggles for liberation, I'll quote Christian Smalls, the Black president of the new Amazon Labor Union, who along with his colleagues continues to put fear in the hearts of our brutal billionaire class. He says, "If I can lead us to victory over Amazon, what's stopping anybody in this country from organizing their workplace? Nothing. We didn't have no plan. We had no playbook. We just knew what we were doing something. We knew what we wanted to do, but you're talking about a handful of people. We're talking about 4 people that started all this. 2 tables, 2 chairs, and 1 tent. And that was it. We started signing people up." It's precisely this kind of courage, dedication, and solidarity that can bring us out of destabilization and crisis into a better world for our families and communities. And I hope you will find a rightful place in these struggles to make your own mark and create your own legacies. It's now my honor to hood our graduate class of 2022. Shall we bring them up to the stage? And while we're doing that, we have one graduate who could not be here today. However, we'd still like to recognize her achievements. So I'd like to say congratulations to Meredith Lancaster, graduating with a Master of Library and Information Science. And let's give her a round of applause, even though she couldn't make it today.
Sorry about that, everybody. Let's get started. Cottrell Russell Hill. Take, if you can, take Larissa Edwards. Devondra Rogers. Shaquisha Morgan. Imani Savage. Nija Lord. Brittany Butler. Takwa Bijawi.
So now I would like to ask Winifred Achimpong to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm so honored and pleased to be presenting the class of 22 graduating class. We have a few graduating seniors who could not be here today. However, we would still like to recognize them for their achievements. Congratulations to Mani Alote, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Congratulations to Jayla Curtis, graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Marketing with a minor in Advertising. I'd now like to invite the Vice President of Student Affairs, Mr. Patrick Day, Dr. Will Armeling, Dr. Yolanda Wiggins, Jamal Williams, and Chair of the African American Studies Department, Dr. Travis Boyce, to the stage. I will now be presenting the class of 2022. If the first row, both left and right, could stand and proceed to the stage, and each row will follow after that. Graduates, please wait to be seated after everyone in your row is back at their seat. As we continue with the presentation of graduates, we'd like to ask all guests to remain in the seated area.
Caleb Simmons. Alyssa Carey. Sequoia Jackson. Nasheed Zarif. Jordan Wyndham. Carolyn Umwara. Azariah Miles. Nelson James. Randall Walker. Michaela Anise Holloway. Alexis Lee. Brittany Marie Street. Alim Muhammad. Dontario Beverly. Destiny Farley. Tamara Shevers. Denisha Webb. Tamia Shantae Addison. Kayla Nicole Evans. Alea Jones. Sarah Lynn Hudson. Bethlehem Tuchaney. Jada Nicole Wright. Aaliyah Hayden. Morgan Grace. Rayla Janai Duncan. Sierra Rogers. Nanaima Clark.
Maxwell Adweko. Simanu Atiobe. Kofi Accra. Aman Teklehamano. Ciara Warren. Jayla Griffin. Kozetti Mwanji. Yanai Solomon. Faith Wood. Tyree Sessoms.
Jamar Hall. Cynthia Emmanuel. Aaliyah Ellams. Kenny Jackson. I got you. I got you. Brittany Butts. Aisha Williams. Muhigra Kalisa. Ibrahima Wan. Asadullah Shakur. Unique Elisa Williams. Beverly Waitako. Azaria Danae Cole Shepard. Winifred Achampong. Melissa Bindu Williams. Ariane Wiley Green.
Congratulations. Give it up for him again. Give it up for him again. I love my people. Which one of y'all brought a whistle over there? Which one of y'all brought a whistle? I heard you. They like, I love my baby, but I ain't about to lose my voice over it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations again. I want to bring to the stage, representing our Black Alumni Network, and I'll read a little bit about him, but quite honestly, his bio doesn't do his word justice at all. Milan Ballantyne, one of Ebony's 2016 Power 100 People's Choice Award awardee, is the executive director of the African American Community Service Agency, an organization dedicated to providing quality educational, cultural, social, as well as recreational programs, services, and activities in order to perpetuate and strengthen African American identity, culture, values, traditions, knowledge, and also family life. He earned a Master of Public Administration from Golden Gate University and a Bachelor's of Arts from this San Jose State University. He continues to serve his community and his universities, helping to develop youth and mentor them in their educational pursuits with the help of organizations such as the Tiger Woods Foundation, 100 Black Men of Silicon Valley, and Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Milan Ballantyne.
All right, I think they said we are at Black Grad, is that right? So if everybody can stand up on your feet right now for me, because the way we do it at the Black Alumni is we're gonna celebrate. What happened, people, let me remind you, is when they stole us from Africa, they didn't even know our names. So why do we have a Black graduation? To hear the names of your ancestors' children. So on the count of 3, I want you to celebrate our Black grads. 1, 2, 3. This is how you celebrate your village. This is how you celebrate your village. Because we were enslaved then, but we are not enslaved now. So allow me to reintroduce myself. I am a San Jose State University Black graduate. 27 was our number. In the words of Elizabeth Taylor, as she told her 8th husband, I shall not keep you long. Greetings to you, the 40th class of this Black graduation. My co-chair is here, Ms. Carol R. Dixon, a lady of the pink and green. But we also in Black Grad always want to make sure we recognize, are there any members of Alpha Phi Alpha in the house? Any members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the house? Any members of Kappa Alpha Psi in the house? Any members of Omega Psi Phi in the house? Any members of Delta Sigma Theta in the house? Any members of Zeta Phi Beta in the house? Any members of Phi Beta Sigma in the house? Any members of Sigma Gamma Rho in the house? Any members of Iota Phi Theta in the house? Any members of the Lynx, Jack and Jill, 100 black men, 100 black women? So for you future San Jose State alums, if you need money, these are the organizations you want to talk to. I just plugged you. Now, I'm just stopping by to say hello. I do run the African American Center here in this city. San Jose is the 10th largest city in America. So graduates, make sure you put that on your LinkedIn. I'm here to talk to you relatively quickly about understanding the assignment. Graduates, you are here because you understood the assignment. At a time and in this space, we are here because each of you, as participants at this graduation ceremony, either understood the assignment or someone understood the assignment to get you to this moment. Allow me to break down a few things for you with some examples. When our sister Simone Biles pulled out of the Olympics, they tried everything against this gold medalist to tell her that she should get back up there on the balance beam. But she reminded us that our mental health is a #1 priority. When our sister Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was accused, abused, and publicly mistreated, her intellect and her talents serving within every level of the judicial system had to publicly show poise and remind people who wrote the law. She had to remind people who wrote the law that the law was actually on them and not her. She understood her assignment because she stayed poised and eloquent and answered all of her questions. But when you understand the assignment, you recognize what happened during her hearing. Because when she was being accused, abused, and mistreated, our brother Senator Cory Booker understood his assignment. His words I shall quickly paraphrase. You're a Christian, you're a mom, you're an intellect, you love books. But for me, I'm sorry, it's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom. Not to see my cousins, one of them who had to come sit here, to sit behind you. She had to have your back. I see my ancestors in you. So when I look at you, class of 2022, I understand my assignment today as an alum, to lift you up just a little bit more, to ask all of the families from different families to lift each one of you up. Because when you leave here today and you turn your tassels, you're gonna need to hear the applause, because out there in the real world, as you already know, sitting in some of those classes, you were the only black face everybody would see. You're gonna need that support. As you graduate, and you will search for jobs that will hopefully put fuel in your tank for the journey. Yet do not forget that there's an opportunity at every table. African Americans are still underrepresented in the C-suites at major companies. African Americans are still underrepresented in elected office. But as our sister Toni Morrison said, I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you are to free somebody else. Shout out to Randall Walker, AZ, Beverly Wataka, Kenny Jackson, Egypt Lundy, and Monty Aloti. Running the African American Center, I hire black people. So I work with black people. I work for black people, and I ride for black people. So I had to shout out my team. They're graduating today. My main point in the story that I gave you young people is now when you finish this assignment and go on to your next, remember to come back to this university to mentor the next class. Remember to reach out with job opportunities, resume critiques, and just lifting up Emerald Green. Make sure that you make a donation to the block. Make sure that you join the Black Alumni Network. Make sure that you see us at Homecoming, because we are going to be doing some Black Alumni events this year at Homecoming. When you walk out of here, there's a table in the back, and you can sign up for the Black Alumni Network either at the reception or in the back, because we are outside. Because we are outside. Because we outside. I've also bought some COVID-19 rapid kits. I just want to plug it because we outside. I got to protect us. Milan always has a plan. Make sure you pick up your free rapid kit. Make sure that you also, if you are immediately looking for a job, the African American Community Service Agency is hosting a career fair tomorrow at the agency. The 49ers, VTA, Chase Bank, AT&T, I'm hiring, everybody's hiring. If you need a job or your mama said, you better get you a job, girl, AACSA is gonna hook you up. Because we outside. Listen, we love you. Your Black Alumni Network loves you. And I just came by to say, now that you understand your assignment, help somebody else do theirs. God bless.
Thank you so much, Milan, for those remarks from the Black Alumni Network. We see y'all in the back. Hello, hello. As we move to the closing of this year's 40th annual Black graduation, I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge those who have helped and supported us get to here today. The Division of Student Affairs, our crowdfunding donors, our MCs, Dr. Fletcher and Ryan Ohaya, our Black grad volunteers, our SJSU Tech and AV team in the back. Thank you so much. Our FDNO team, our Spartan Eats Catering, for all of their efforts leading up to this event here today. Graduates and esteemed guests, at this time I would like to welcome our Chair, Department of African American Studies and Director of the Ethnic Studies Collaborative, Dr. Travis Boyce, to the podium for the turning of the tassels.
So good evening. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to keep my mask on. Before we proceed with the turning of the tassel, I would like to first acknowledge our graduate students. Students who have earned a graduate degree, and this includes the Doctor of Education, Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Library and Information Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Social Work. Please stand. Family and friends, the completion of a graduate degree signifies that one has mastered an area of study beyond the bachelor's degree. Those who graduated with a master's and doctoral degree wear distinct academic regalia. According to the American Council on Education, and I quote, "The gown for the master's degree has an oblong sleeve open at the wrist. The sleeve base hangs down in the traditional manner. The rear part shape is square cut, and the front part has an arc cut away. The gown may be worn open or closed." According to breaking down the cap and gown from the Georgia Institute of Technology, or colloquially known as Georgia Tech, the doctoral robe usually is the most elaborate and extra. It is made of velvet and has 3 stripes on the side. Like the master's gown, the doctoral gown may be worn open or closed. Additionally, recipients of graduate degrees wear a mortarboard or a tam accompanied with a tassel that is worn to the left that signifies their completion of a bachelor's degree. Therefore, the turning of the tassel is not necessary. However, this week at one of the 12 commencement ceremonies, as well as just a few moments ago, these students were ceremoniously draped with a hood symbolizing their completion of their degree of study. Family and friends, please join me one more time in congratulating those who have completed their graduate degree. Congratulations. Graduate students, please be seated. Now we're at the moment. Students who have earned a bachelor's degree, this includes the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts. Please stand. The completion of a bachelor's degree signifies successful completion of 120 units. That stresses me out, just to see that. This includes SJSU's general education courses, as well as major and minor requirements. And I truly hope many of you all have taken African American Studies classes in that 120. Today, those who have completed their undergraduate degrees are wearing a traditional black gown accompanied with a mortarboard and a tassel to their left. This week, to their right. This week, at one of the 12 commencement ceremonies, these students ceremoniously moved their tassel from their right to their left to symbolize the completion of their degree. Or, excuse me, I got that backwards. Left to the right to symbolize the completion of their degrees. Graduates, in this special ceremony commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Black graduation, we celebrate your success. And once again, students, please move your tassel from the right side to the left to symbolize the completion of your degree. Congratulations, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, y'all, once the beat drops, I'm gonna ask our faculty to rise and lead us out of this ceremony today. Please join us at the post-reception at the SU patio. I'm gonna ask for our graduates to leave first, and then our family and guests can leave and proceed after. Thank you.
job. Good work. Good job. Why don't you wear your glasses?